Crowley. Welcome to Venture Capital Press. This webisode we're going to focus on selling your business and thinking about how to find a buyer. Sometimes I'll run into an entrepreneur that's run their business for 10, 20, sometimes even 30 years, and they're trying to figure out how to sell their business, but they don't even know how to find a buyer. This is not an unusual thing, and don't feel bad if you're confused by the process. Lots of people go through this. So let me tell you the basics about finding buyers. A lot of times when someone owns a business, their immediate thought is, well, I'm going to have to sell my business to a competitor. Sometimes that's true, but you're going to be limiting the field, and there's some upside and downside to going to competitors. The first obvious downside with going to a competitor is now they get to see everything inside your kimono, and you're going to tell them who your customers are, what your pricing is, who your star employees are. And that can be very stressful. But then again, these are people that are going to understand the value of your business the best. It's okay to talk to competitors. Understand that when you tell them, you have to assume that any competitor you talk to is immediately going to tell the entire marketplace that you're for sale. And they're going to try and tell people that you're damaged goods. If you're in a strong position with your customers and your employees trust your judgment, you should be able to mitigate some of that. But that is a risk, and I'm not going to downplay it. If you do decide to talk to your competitors, it's going to be very important that you limit the amount of information you give them during the first conversation, and only give them information once you have a confidentiality or non-disclosure agreement in place. We have another webinar that specifically covers that, so I'd strongly encourage you to check it out. If you're uncomfortable with competitors, or the competitors just aren't appropriate, the next rung on the ladder would be to talk to near competitors. So if I'm a company that makes washing machines, maybe I should be talking not to people that manufacture washing machines, but instead to people who manufacture other kitchen appliances. Maybe they would like to get into the business. They already understand the kitchen marketplace, so maybe they'd understand that as a washing machine, I'm in the laundry room right next to them, and maybe they would like to buy my business. Another thing to think about is if you have investors, those investors might like the idea of buying you out because maybe they think they can run the business better. Sometimes the buyer of your business is actually down the hallway. It could be that some of your star employees that have been with you for years, they would like to run their own business and stop being an employee. Now you may think, well, why would I do that? I know what Bob makes. Bob, my marketing guy, doesn't make anywhere near enough to buy my business. But maybe Bob could go to Bank of America and get a loan to buy you out. That would be fine as long as you get cash on the barrelhead and can limit your risk. So maybe a buyout led by management would be the appropriate out for you. So those might be buyers. Now, again, much like competitors, you have to be careful telling your employees that you're thinking about selling, because the star employee who doesn't have good credit or has a bankruptcy in their past or has some other flaw that would make it hard for him or her to buy your business may decide to put the resume out on the street. So again, there's a little bit of risk there, but we're trying to think creatively about other potential buyers. A buyer might be one of your customers. So maybe the home builder that you work with who regularly buys your washing machines to install them, they might like to just buy you out, and then they can take advantage of the margins that you were making off them and use that to increase their own margins. There could also be suppliers that would like to buy you. So the person that sells you the drum inside the washing machine, maybe they would like to expand and get into actually selling washing machines. So now we've identified competitors, near competitors, investors, employees, possibly our customers, possibly our vendors. So now we have 7 different categories we can think about. The last one would be to think about possibly selling to a private equity firm. So a private equity firm in the manufacturing world might be appropriate, where the private equity firm, they like buying businesses that are kind of old, long in the tooth, management, ownership is tired. And then they can come in, use their own management techniques and their own Rolodexes to try and create value, buy you for $5 million and then sell it for $25 million 5 years from now. And you might say, well, wait a minute, why wouldn't I just wait 5 years? Well, maybe because you're tired and you don't want to do this anymore, or you've got a better idea you'd like to work on, or you've been trying to grow it from 5 million to 25 and you can't figure out the magic trick. Maybe you are smarter than the private equity guy and they'll never flip it for 25, but you know that getting 5 would make you a happy camper and give you an exit. So those are 8 different ideas on how to find a buyer. You might also hire a professional to help you out. Sometimes merger and acquisitions attorneys will have some leads for you. There are also investment bankers who specialize in shopping people's businesses and looking for buyers for you, and they can use their creativity and Rolodexes. If your business isn't large enough to get an investment banker, you might still go with a business broker. These are people that if I have 3 7-Elevens franchises that I want to sell, they might be able to find a home for those businesses. So all is not lost if you can't think of a buyer off the top of your head. There are lots of different ways to creatively come up with an approach that gets you the home run you're looking for. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll enjoy our others. Thank you.